everybody, it's Reckless, and welcome to Breaking the Fourth Wall. Now, in this video, I am going to be going over a lot of new things that are coming to the Rise of Iron. Now, prior to making this video, I actually wanted to make sure I had a lot of content to give to you guys, pretty much for informational purposes, that way you guys know what is actually going on, and pretty much go from there. Now, I will be breaking this up into 3 sections in this same video, plus 1 random section. So let's begin. So we're going to start with the story, strikes, and raid. The Rise of Iron, from which after this I will refer to as ROI, will feature as the cover story in Game Informer's September 2016 issue. ROI will feature a 5-mission campaign, which in my mind is pretty short, but after completing those missions, a lot of the endgame content will be made available. Truthfully, I feel Bungie should at least made the story about 10 missions, but it's whatever. The light level will be increased to 385, but it would then be increased further to 400 when the hard mode of the raid is released. Archon Forge is a new replayable co-op arena where you fight a 5-minute wave of enemies called the Culminates that takes place in the Plaguelands. You gain access to it after you beat the 5-mission campaign, and it is similar to the way that the Court of Oryx works, where you can do this in a fire team, or you can just show up if another fire team is doing it. You will need to find and collect Siva offerings in order to start the event again, which is similar to the Court. The Archon Forge has a full set of armor you will be able to receive. Most likely it will be RNG from this arena. Now, completing strikes and the Nightfall will now give you what is called a skeleton key. This key can now be used at the end of strikes to open a horde chest in order to get strike-specific loot. Now, I'm not sure about the drop rate of these keys, whether they're going to be guaranteed to give it to you or not. And most likely the strike-specific loot, if there are multiple in a strike, which they are, will be most likely RNG. We will be getting 1 strike called the Wretched Eye, which is a new strike, and 2 revamped strikes, which are the Devil's Lair and the Summoning Pits, which after ROI is released, it will be called Abomination Heist. The new raid will be called Wrath of the Machine, and most likely will be taken outdoors instead of all the previous ones where it looked like the raid was mostly indoors. And it will be released on September 23rd, which is 3 days after the Rise of Iron release. Now, it most likely will be released at 10 o'clock Pacific daytime in the morning, just like the other releases to the other raids. Next, I'm going to be going over gear, weapons, armor, etc., and all that other full wonderful stuff. New weapons and gear, which also include legendary and exotics, will be available in ROI, but this also includes new faction ghosts and sparrows, which, in fact, I think is pretty cool. The introduction of ornaments and new artifacts, as well as some Year 1 armor, weapons, and every single class item, with the exclusion of raid class items, will be made current in ROI. Ornaments will now allow you to change the appearance of your gear and weapons similar to Chroma, but ornaments will allow you to customize your gear by changing the look and not just adding lights to it. So it's going to be a lot more customization with your gear, and it's going to be pretty sick from what I know. Now, there are 2 new vendors in ROI, and they are Shira 4 and Tyra Karn. Tyra will sell legendary weapons, gear, as well as the new Iron Lord artifacts. Now, Tyra will give you tasks to complete, and upon completing these tasks, she will reward you with the Iron Lord's Legacy, which is an item needed to purchase the new artifacts from her, specifically. Now, there are 8 new Iron Lord artifacts, And these are memory artifacts, and each have their own abilities that can change the way you play Destiny. I'll get more into that as soon as more info is given about them. As of right now, there have only been 3 different types of ornaments released. The Trials Ornament, Exotic Weapon Ornaments, and Iron Banner Ornaments. But there may also be Exotic Armor Ornaments, and that would be cool if there was. Some of these ornaments can be obtained from Radiant Treasure, which is similar to Sterling Treasure, and can be found within the game or purchased from the ETC, which is the Eververse Trading Company. Class items will change based on the shader that is equipped now. Previously, there was an issue where you put on a class item and it wouldn't change the color of the class item, but now, after ROI, it will. And do you remember the Kovoskov 7G02? This is the first weapon, the very, very, very first weapon you get in Destiny. And they are making an exotic version of it called the Kovoskov 7G0X. And oh my god, the different options of perks for this weapon is amazing. Sorry. This weapon can be obtained from a quest after completing the main story, which is the 5 story missions. Oh, and Thorn is returning. Yeah, Thorn is returning. Let that just sink in a little bit. Thorn returning, coming back, reappearing, doing a 180. It's probably the most annoying weapon to ever be made in Destiny history that I hold so dearly to my heart. It's like we said, bye Felicia, and now we are having her come back. Wait. I had a different Felicia close to my heart. You know, not that Felicia we all talk about. You know, just saying. There will be a new Rise of Iron record book, and once completed, you will be able to receive the complete set of Iron Lord gear, several emblems, shaders, and a new Iron Song Ghost Shell, which is pretty cool. And the Rise of Iron record book is account based, so you will get credit no matter which character you are on. So that's pretty awesome. Now, if you unlocked something on one character, it will unlock for another character while doing the whole Iron record book. So that's pretty cool. As for PvP, we will now add 4 more maps. The first being the Lost Exit, and the second, Floating Gardens, which both are on Venus, Skyline, which is on Mars, and the PlayStation exclusive map, Icarus, which is on Mercury. Yes, Mercury, which obviously is a new planet. Now, I'm not sure if there's actually going to be like a story mission on Mercury or anything like that. Bungie hasn't really said anything except for that Mercury will be a PlayStation exclusive. Supremacy, which is the new PvP game mode that you can play in 6v6, Inferno, and Free-For-All. Supremacy will have a very short respawn time, and it is similar to Kill Confirmed from Call of Duty, which is where you kill somebody, you pick up their dog tags, and you get points. The difference is if the enemy picks up their own teammates, I guess we call it Engram looking item, they don't get points for it, but it does prevent your team from getting points. Bungie also had hinted at a new feature for PvP coming to Destiny, and much has speculated it being custom games. However, Bungie hasn't really gave us any more than just that. Now, when Iron Banner comes back after the release of ROI, a new area of Fellwinter's Peak will be opened. While we are on the subject of Iron Banner, Bungie will also remove the tempered buff and instead make it easier to reach rank 5 in Iron Banner, which is pretty cool, I guess. Iron Banner shaders, class items, and emblems will no longer give you reputation gains and will now be able to get a weapon or armor from completing Iron Banner bounties. And the last bit of news that was given up to us was the Festival of the Lost will be returning in October with new quests and new masks to collect, as well as the SRL will be returning in December with new ROI racetracks. So that is pretty much everything that is going on so far that we know for Rise of Iron. And I understand that is a lot to digest, so if you need be, go back and find more stuff out, and yeah, go from there. So this brings us to the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments below. If you feel this video was helpful, feel free to share it, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Reckless, and remember, own your success, and I will see you guys later.